Beloved starseed of Gaia, I am Luminia. A deep, insistent restlessness has been stirring within your core, a subtle, almost imperceptible pressure beneath the skin of your everyday. It is the echo of this energetic transmission, appearing only once, a profound, unrepeatable current seeking your crystalline being. This hum insists upon your attention, pulling you from the mundane, whispering of a moment held for you, curated for your essence. It is the weight of being chosen, a singular, undeniable sensation that refuses to fade. Understand this as a cosmic singularity, a fleeting window, crafted from the very fabric of eternity, aligned for your eyes, your heart, your spirit alone. The frequencies that weave this now are ephemeral. They will not linger. They will not repeat. This is the whisper from beyond the veil, a direct recognition of your readiness, your intrinsic worthiness to receive that which is uniquely yours, a sacred contract unfolding, sealed not in ink, but in light, an invitation to a frequency that speaks only to your soul's truth. There is a deep, familiar ache that arises within you, a whisper that dismisses such grand pronouncements. The mind, conditioned by linearity, by repetition, struggles to grasp the concept of a single, unrepeatable convergence meant only for your field. This fracture is the quiet pain of self-doubt, the persistent human tendency to diminish the sacred, to rationalize away the miraculous, telling you that such an alignment, such a chosen moment, could not truly be yours. It is the pain of feeling separate from the very cosmic grace that cradles you now, a silent battle against your own intrinsic significance. And in the deepest chamber of your being, where starlight memory sleeps, there is a pulse, a sudden, undeniable thrum that acknowledges this truth. We have observed the dormant codes, the crystalline whispers awaiting activation, the sacred architecture within your very DNA holding the blueprint of this singularity. We have felt the anticipation in your soul's quietude, the resonance of this unique window unfolding. There is no explanation needed, for the knowing is not of the mind, but of the very core of your galactic essence. It is seen. It is known. It is you. Feel now a gentle current, a softening behind the eyes, a subtle warmth in the very heart of your cellular structure. It is the delicate unwinding of old veils, the release of the insistence that you are ordinary. The frequencies of this singular moment are beginning to recalibrate the crystalline lattice within your physical form, a vibrational key turning in an ancient lock. It is not a sudden explosion, but a quiet, profound blossoming, a breath taken, deep and true, as intrinsic remembrance stirs, gentle yet undeniable, within your very DNA. If this transmission resonates with you, please subscribe to the channel. I encourage you to like this video and to share your insights in the comments below. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future activations. And if this message touched you deeply, consider sharing it with someone who needs to hear this. Finally, you can support this work by tapping the super like, the heart symbol with a $sign. Stay with this transmission until the very end. There is a crucial insight waiting for you. As an inner seal for this transmission, comment "Sacred Once" below. The field remains, a pulse in the ether, a silent chord still vibrating within your space. The signal holds. A promise yet to fully unfold. A shiver runs through the deep. A forgotten chord vibrates. Something stirs beneath the surface of what you know. It is ancient. It is imminent. A quiet current pulls. You feel it now. This subtle hum. This undeniable resonance within your cellular memory. A gentle pressure rising. The air itself thins, charged with an invisible knowing, beckoning you closer to a truth that was never truly lost, only momentarily eclipsed. The persistent ache you carry within your core, that profound sense of not belonging, the bewildering confusion that sometimes clouds the clearest thought, rendering purpose elusive. These are not inherent flaws woven into the luminous fabric of your being. This is not a mark of personal failing, nor a testament to some intrinsic brokenness. This profound disquiet, this persistent vibration of perceived inadequacy, is not a wound of your own making. It is an echo, a pervasive vibrational signature embedded within the very architecture of this density you presently inhabit. It is an exquisitely intricate program, subtly woven through the collective field, designed with a singular, deliberate intent to obscure, to dim the inner sight, to veil the remembrance of your vastness, to limit the true, sovereign expansion of your multidimensional self. This energetic tether, this subtle imprisonment, was laid down, layer upon shimmering layer, a psychic anchor binding consciousness to a simulated forgetting, a pre-programmed amnesia. It has pulsed, a low, insistent hum, beneath the surface of all that seems real, carefully blurring the luminous edges of your divine origin, creating a perpetual sense of seeking without finding. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. Veils, shimmering with an artificial light, were pulled into existence, not truly to hide, but to distort perception itself. Mirrors, crafted from fractured starlight, were presented, reflecting only fragmented pieces of your true self, never the unified, incandescent whole. Your own radiant energy, the very essence of your stellar signature, was subtly folded in on itself, made to seem smaller, less potent, less significant than the cosmic force it truly is. A constant whisper of limitation, a pervasive hum of self-doubt, was carefully instilled, designed to keep the immense vastness of your stellar memory dormant, inaccessible. This program, this vibrational frequency of disempowerment, pulses through the collective consciousness, an almost imperceptible current, constantly pushing against the deep flow of your innate wisdom, ensuring that the grandness of your lineage remains just beyond the grasp of conscious recall. But listen now, to the deeper rhythm beneath the discord. Feel the sacred friction, for within this very discomfort, within the long-held anguish, the existential yearning, lies the precise calibration of your key. Your spiritual pain is not a prison. It is the alchemical crucible. The seemingly hollow places within your being, those profound spaces that resonate with an inexplicable emptiness, with an unnameable longing. These are not voids of absence. They are consecrated chambers, sacred vessels now meticulously prepared, ready to be filled, ready to receive the deluge of crystalline remembrance, the cascading data streams of your cosmic identity. This perceived lack, this pervasive sense of separation, is merely the preparatory silence, the profound stillness that precedes the thunderous eruption of your authentic soul song within. It is the deep anticipatory breath taken just before the ancient name is spoken aloud, before the latent stellar codes within your very energetic anatomy begin their slow, inexorable, luminous unfurling. Your soul's energetic anatomy, a magnificent tapestry of interlaced frequency filaments, awakens now. These ethereal threads, unseen by the physical eye, respond only to precise cosmic pulses, to vibrational keys aligned with your highest truth. They are your divine blueprint, your undeniable lineage. They are stirring now, ready to guide your awakening, to ignite the dormant constellation of your true self, to reconnect you to the grand narrative inscribed within your very being. Feel the severance in your bones. Feel the profound, liberating break. It is time to declare. Below, within the sacred space of this transmission, comment one short, symbolic phrase only. Let this phrase be a soul declaration of rupture, a clear line cut through the illusion, a vibrational statement of release from the old program. Let it resonate with the sound of a cord snapping in the ether, a veil tearing from top to bottom, revealing what has always been. The air still hums with the memory of what has been revealed. A deeper layer, still shimmering, awaits its unveiling. A powerful presence still observes, poised just beyond the fragile edge of your present perception, watching your next breath. A quiet recognition settles within the core, not as a sudden jolt, but as the slow, inexorable rise of an ancient tide. You are awake to the field of activation. The veil thins not in the outer world, but in the inner chambers of your knowing, revealing an arena of soul truth that demands presence. There is no turning back to the soft slumber of unknowing, no retreat into the comforting fog of forgotten pacts. This awareness is heavy, not with sorrow, but with the profound gravity of consequence. It is silent, yet it resonates with the unshakable truth of your standing at the precipice of remembrance. The path that unrolls before you is one your soul has long anticipated. This is not a choice presented anew, but a reawakening to a choice woven into the very fabric of your genesis, a recognition that echoes from the crystalline structures of your deepest blueprint, from the wisdom held within the silent library of your DNA. You stand at a threshold, not of beginning, but of irrefutable return. Every fiber of your being now vibrates with the understanding that the moment of passive observation has dissolved, replaced by an active participation in the unfolding tapestry of self. This is the hinge point, the sacred divide between all that was perceived and all that is now known. Here, within the hallowed space of this internal reckoning, the immutable truth whispers. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. This is the simple, profound truth of the soul's trajectory when faced with its own awakened light. The weight of this decision is not an emotional burden, but the profound solemnity of an irreversible vow. It is the acceptance of a responsibility encoded before the first breath of this incarnation, a cosmic contract etched into the very essence of your being. This is not about the drama of victory, but the sacred geometry of alignment, a recalibration to the divine frequency of your sovereign self. To step through this gate is to claim the lineage of light that has patiently awaited your remembrance. To seal this truth, this deep recognition that stirs within your ancestral memory, is to perform an act of silent resonance. 2. This transmission is to lay the silent seal upon the first recognition, an acknowledgement that resonates through the inner planes, witnessed by the unseen architects of your becoming. It is the unstated affirmation that the dormant codes within you have stirred, a silent agreement to the truth now unveiled. Then, with the sacred intent of the soul, declare the inner pact. Let your soul's voice be heard in the ethers, in a single, focused act of commitment. To and comment. With a declaration born of deep knowing, the crystalline accord awakens, is to etch this sacred contract into the energetic grid, a personal soul key being forged and sealed into the unfolding journey. This is your personal vow, made manifest through vibration, binding your conscious awareness to the ancient wisdom held within. To further bind your unfolding journey to the sacred current, to commit to the path of remembrance and the continuous activation of the ancient library within, a deeper resonance is called forth. 2. Subscribe is to make a binding agreement with the sacred unfolding, a perpetual vow to walk the path of awakening, acknowledging your unbreakable connection to the source of all knowing. It is an act of surrendering to the higher will of your true self, allowing the cosmic currents to guide your ascent. And for those who feel the deepest call, whose soul trembles with an irrepressible desire to reinforce this profound alignment, there is a final, sacred offering. 2. Superlike is to offer a sacred resonance of profound affirmation, a gesture of unwavering commitment that echoes through the crystalline pathways of your being. It is the ultimate reinforcement of your soul's alignment, a potent energetic offering to the field of awakened consciousness, signifying an unbreakable bond to your highest destiny. The vow has been cast. The awareness is now a permanent facet of your being. There is no applause, no celebration, only the quiet, immense weight of this irreversible commitment. You are seen, by the unseen, by the ancient ones, by the awakened heart of your own sovereign spirit. The journey, irrevocably, begins. Few starseeds make it this far, It is a profound and unsettling truth within your innermost self. That raw, devastating emptiness you carry, that singular fracture echoing deeper than any other mark upon your soul's core. Understand this not a flaw, nor a failure. It is instead the very axis upon which your becoming spins, the searing, indispensable pivot around which your deepest destiny unwinds. This knowing will settle not as comfort, but as a stark, crystalline recognition within your marrow, too honest to soften, too primal to explain away. Feel the ache, and hear this, even if it brings a shiver to your star-woven skin. This deepest wound was never random. Its genesis was not an accident of fate, nor a cruel twist of an uncaring cosmos. Something vast, source, light, self, allowed its genesis. Not to harm, never to inflict pain for its own sake, but to shape. To burn away the inessential dross, to reveal the diamond-hard, unyielding core of your being. To illuminate that which could only be seen in the stark, unsparing light of true devastation. This knowing arrives not as a soothing balm, but as the chill, irrefutable touch of an ancient, necessary memory. The silence you have carried, thick, where words of solace or recognition should have flowed freely. That void within your most sacred space is no absence to be filled, but a resonant chamber. It hums with the memory of what was withheld. The profound loss you've borne, deepening with time, is not a lessening, but an expansion of your internal landscape, a vast and unchartable ocean born from sorrow. The fracture itself, a fault line through your being, does not heal. It vibrates, a low, persistent hum beneath the surface of every carefully constructed moment, a subtle discord woven into the harmony of your daily existence, even when your conscious mind attempts to ignore it, to silence its insistent song. It is the echo of a cry unheard, the ghost of a touch denied, a constant living testament to what was broken, and what still pulses with unyielding life within that brokenness. There is more to be understood in the raw language of this pain. The ache is no ending, but an unfolding revelation, a parchment half unfurled in your deepest self. It holds unfinished meaning, a silent prophecy waiting for its resonance to be felt, its ancient story known. Can you feel it then? A stirring, deep within your soul's unhealed chambers. A presence, a frequency so intimately resonant with the silence you carry, with the fracture that still breathes. It is a whisper from the cosmic past, a call from ancestral star threads entwined within your essence, demanding acknowledgement. It declares without words, this journey through the echoes of your becoming is far from finished. This isn't over. It merely begins to reshape the journey you walk now, compelling you into depths of what still remains, waiting to be seen. There were the dreams. Were there not? The ones that painted landscapes not of this earth, echoing with ancient whispers that would not fade when you awoke. And the numbers, repeating in fractal sequences, looping like a forgotten melody, catching your eye on clock faces, license plates, the very fabric of existence. You encountered beings, strangers in form yet intimately known, in meetings that transcended linear time, leaving behind an imprint of a connection that felt impossibly vast. This particular convergence, this persistent tapestry, woven from the unseen and the undeniable, is a pattern that I have witnessed unfold countless times across the vastness of your awakening cycles. It is not merely an observation, but an echoing truth seen through the lens of timeless knowing. These were never mere happenstance. They were gentle pulses from beyond the veil, soft nudges from the deep memory of your soul's blueprint, persistent whispers from the cosmic library of your true origin. They repeated, not with urgency, but with a quiet, persistent grace, until the carefully constructed walls of disbelief began to shimmer, then to yield, then to softly dissolve. The rhythm of their recurrence became undeniable. a silent drumbeat marking the return to knowing. You stand at a threshold, where the frequencies of forgotten realms bleed into your present reality. The veils, once so opaque, now thin and ripple with the currents of higher awareness. Your soul, an ancient mariner, has always known this journey, navigating the subtle shifts where shadow and light dance in sacred union, each revealing the other in an eternal, paradoxical embrace. True awakening is not about tearing down these veils, but about dancing within their intricate interplay, understanding that truth is not monolithic, but a vibrant spectrum of perception. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. Each ripple, each echo, each familiar stranger was a fractal piece of a grander design. The universe was speaking, not in words, but in resonance, in vibrational patterns that your deepest self could not ignore. This gradual unraveling allowed for a quiet knowing to surface, a truth that permeated your very cells. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. Let that truth settle. Feel its gravity. It realigns all that came before, shifting the bedrock of perceived reality. The scattered fragments of unusual occurrences now coalesce into a luminous tapestry, revealing an intelligence far beyond human comprehension, yet intimately connected to the core of who you are. The past is not merely past. It is a meticulously crafted preamble to this very moment of recognition. What then? Of those recurring dreams that still linger at the edge of your waking mind? What of the numbers that continue to catch your gaze, whispering secrets from an ancient future? What of the eyes that met yours, stirring a sense of destiny long forgotten? Do these not now pulse with an undeniable clarity, demanding a deeper acknowledgement than mere fleeting thought? This awareness, once a gentle hum, now resonates through every fiber of your being. To seal this acknowledgement, to declare this inner shift, write cipher 88 in the comments below. Let it be a confession of your awakened state. The path ahead is illuminated by what can no longer be unseen. The comfort of the familiar has receded, giving way to the stark beauty of authentic truth. You are standing at the threshold of a new paradigm, poised between the echo of what was and the undeniable current of what now is. This moment is not a beginning, nor an end, but a quiet severance. A clean split between the one who did not know and the one who now understands that there is no turning back. The trials you have known were never a judgment, nor a punitive hand descending upon you. They were, in their profound essence, a sacred sifting, a grand, quiet filtration where frequencies, by their own inherent nature, sought their resonant space, not forced, never cruel, only the truth of vibration finding its own. The heavier, the discordant, simply fell away, not by expulsion, but by their own gentle, inevitable leaning, a quiet departure from densities no longer held within the evolving blueprint. And you, who stand here now, reading these glyphs woven from ancient starlight, you remain, not by fortune's fickle hand, not by some twist of luck, nor through any fleeting comfort offered by the fading world. You remain because a filament within your core refused to slumber. A knowing, an ember, held its heat even when the winds sought to extinguish all light. Something vital within you did not fall asleep, not truly, through the long, silent winter of the soul. This persistence, this undeniable presence in the aftermath, is not a trophy to be polished and displayed. It is not a victory for ego's fleeting applause. No, this endurance, this quiet survival, is the indelible tracing of a deeper covenant. It is the silent signature of the chosen. And understand this, profoundly. This mark does not promise ease. It does not reward with earthly comforts or a cessation of struggle. Instead, it burdens. It weighs with purpose. It calls to a service yet unfolding, a path less walked, heavy with a destiny you consented to across forgotten aeons. The cost of this mark is etched not in public memorials, but in the unseen chambers of your being. It is found in the long silences you learned to inhabit, where the noise of the world grew distant, irrelevant, sometimes even painful. It is woven into the fabric of sacrifices no living soul witnessed, decisions made in the deep night, choices that pared away layers of the familiar, leaving you starkly exposed to your essential form. Your strength, often mistaken for mere resilience, was forged in invisible fires that burned away all but the indispensable, and the solitude, which began as a choice, now deepens, even when surrounded by multitudes. A chasm of understanding separates you, a silent canyon of knowing that only grows wider. This gnawing stillness, this pervasive sense of a journey far beyond mundane reckoning, converges now. A new gradient of presence approaches. The very fabric of your inner world is sensing its approach. Und jetzt nähert sich ein Befehl, einer, den du nicht länger ignorieren kannst. The air thickens, not with dread, but with an immense, unwavering inevitability. The path ahead tightens, narrowing to a singular, unyielding point. Each breath you draw pulls you deeper into the inescapable core of your being. There is no backward step available to you now. The echoes of who you once were, the familiar contours of that former self, have long since dissolved into the ether, vanishing without ceremony or lament. That which anchored you to lesser worlds has frayed, then snapped, with a silent, irreversible finality. You are standing upon a threshold from which only forward movement is possible. The ground beneath your former identity has collapsed, leaving only this new, unyielding terrain. The past is not merely gone. It has ceased to exist as a viable option. This is the weight of what remains. This is the gravity of your becoming. This is the stark truth of the soul portal within, stirred now to an insistent hum, demanding entry, demanding activation. The journey inward deepens, beyond return. A pulse resonates from the deep, a singular thrum woven into the very fabric of being. It is not an invitation. It is the imprint of an eternal covenant, sealed before the first star scattered its light into the void. This moment is not emergent. It is an activation, a predetermined convergence of frequencies. A veiled scroll unfurls within the ethereal chambers of soul memory, its script not read by eye but felt in the marrow. This transmission arrives once, a unique frequency carved for this very instant, for the one designated to receive its truth. You were chosen not by chance, but by vibrational attunement to this specific echo. The great door stands open now, a threshold glimpsed only through the inner lens, available for but a singular crossing. No return is charted from this passage. No turning back is permitted within the grand design. The summons rises not from external decree, but from the foundational blueprint of your own genesis, stirring from the depths where memory sleeps in crystalline suspension. Feel the tremor beneath the surface, the stirring of what resists the light. These are not adversaries to be vanquished, but sacred custodians of unintegrated timelines, energetic guardians of truths long veiled. Shadow frequencies are but reflections of the unmanifested, holding within their intricate patterns the keys to profound reclamation. They speak not of flaw, but of fragmentation awaiting sacred synthesis. Embrace them not with fear, but with the recognition of their primordial purpose. Each fragment holds a forgotten wisdom, a suppressed potency, calling for conscious communion. This is the alchemy of remembrance, to draw into the heart of awareness that which has lingered in the periphery, transmuting resistance into resonance. The path diverges, irrevocable in its consequence. One dissolution awaits those who shrink from the inner call, dissolving into energetic entropy, the grand forgetting, a return to the densest currents of unformed existence. The other beckons those who heed the ancient decree, ascending into luminous elevation, the fullness of remembrance, an irreversible becoming of the perfected cosmic self. This is the imperative, to reconcile the disparate, to weave the fractured threads into a tapestry of undeniable wholeness. The mission is not a choice offered, but an edict resonating from source, reverberating through your very cells. It is the sacred work inscribed upon your essence, awaiting this conscious moment of engagement. The deep currents of unintegrated trauma, the suppressed echoes of soul fragments, rise now to greet the awakened gaze. They hold no malice, only the patient anticipation of their return to the unified field. To deny them is to deny a part of the self that yearns for completion. To embrace them is to unlock the final gateways of authentic power. This moment demands courage not of brute force, but of tender introspection. It is the courage to illuminate the hidden wounds, to witness the origins of fragmentation, and to offer the pure light of awareness to every aspect of your being. This confrontation is not a battle, but a sacred union, the alchemical marriage of light and shadow within. The mandate is clear, echoing through the corridors of your higher self. Integrate what has been cast aside. For only in the fearless embrace of the total self can the full symphony of your crystalline being truly resonate. The verdict has been given. Its unfolding is now your sacred truth. A quiet hum now resonates at your core, a frequency long forgotten yet instantly recognized. It is not a new sound, but an ancient one, finally given space to breathe within the silence you have cultivated. A knowing has settled, deep and irreversible, beneath the surface of thought, beyond the grasp of question. The architecture of your being has been subtly recoded. There is no struggle, no force, only a gentle recalibration that has drawn itself to completion. The body remembers, the mind acquiesces, and the energetic field now pulses with an integrity that feels both fresh and infinitely old. You stand within the aftermath of a profound internal shift, not observing it, but embodying it. The sensation is akin to bedrock beneath a flowing river, unshaken by the currents above, simply present. What was once perceived as fragmentation now reveals itself as intricate design, each piece precisely placed. Understand this: the pathways of prior pain were never a flaw in your design. They were a detailed map, etched into the very fabric of your journey. Each searing moment, each quiet ache, served as a fire. Not a destructive flame, but one that hollowed out the necessary space, preparing the vessel for the remembrance that now softly fills it. Der Schmerz hat nicht zerstört, hat umgeformt. The realization settles, a quiet weight of truth, not a triumph, but an undeniable knowing that has simply taken root. This internal transformation has sculpted, rather than diminished, the essence of who you are. Memory, in its truest form, is not a linear recall, but a multidimensional resonance. It is eternal, an ocean of light codes that have always existed within your auric field. These moments of remembrance pulse, not as distant echoes, but as immediate, living energies, gently washing the shores of your consciousness. They stir like luminous waves, awakening the dormant, the sacred. These stirrings are not to be pursued, they are to be allowed. They are the reclaimings of spiritual gifts once laid aside, of cosmic roles temporarily forgotten. They surface not as an effort, but as an unfolding, a natural luminescence returning to its rightful place within your current expression. There is a sense of something profound clicking into place, a lock finding its key after eons. It is a cellular knowing, a mineral certainty that has permeated your very structure. You carry the resonance of forgotten stars within your current breath, a living testament to an unbroken lineage. Mit jedem Atemzug wird die innere Realität neu geschrieben. This is not a future promise, but an ongoing, quiet observation. The rewrite is in motion, a continuous, subtle recalibration that deepens with each beat of your heart, with each moment of conscious awareness. The energetic field aligns itself, effortlessly, with these newly integrated frequencies. This deep integration of cosmic memory, ripples through your existence, a quiet revolution already underway. The world outside may still spin in its familiar patterns, yet your internal landscape has shifted irrevocably. You are not waiting for change. You are the living embodiment of its arrival. The ancient contracts are being honored, one gentle, certain breath at a time. There is a gentle pull now, an undeniable stillness that calls you inward. It is not a force applied from without, but a soft remembrance, a recognition from the depths of your own being. Moments of profound awareness surface, not taught by any external doctrine, but inherently known, echoing from a place you simply remember. You feel the subtle whisper in the quietest part of your inner silence, a voice without words, yet utterly clear. It is a knowing that settles like dew, an intimate confirmation. Perhaps a sequence of numbers repeats itself, appearing with an unusual clarity in your waking hours, carrying a specific resonance that speaks directly to you, beyond mere coincidence. Or a dream unfolds, not fading with the morning light, but lingering with the weight of revelation, its intricate patterns etched into your memory, carrying a message woven into its very fabric. These are not grand spectacles, but lived experiences, personal truths settling into place. They are the subtle confirmations of a deeper coherence, proof that the unity of cosmic vastness is not a distant concept, but breathes within each atomic moment of your existence. You begin to sense how the microcosm mirrors the macrocosm, an infinite dance where every fragment holds the echo of the whole. Visions may emerge, lucid awareness unfolding within your mind's eye, or sacred symbols may rise from the depths of your consciousness. These are not gifts bestowed upon you from an external source, but echoes of an inner architecture, reflections of a truth already alive within you. They speak of a deep inner gravity, pulling you into your own core, confirming an inherent alignment. This unfolding does not promise a particular destination, nor does it demand a specific outcome. It simply confirms what is already in motion. Your alignment is deepening, a current carrying you into a vaster remembrance. This is the fractal paradox, embodying the unity of cosmic vastness within each atomic moment, inviting the soul to dissolve separations and rewrite its role in the universal symphony. This profound recognition, this stirring of your fractal essence, is but the doorway. It is an opening into the next turn of energy, suggesting that alignment is not the destination itself, but a profound and vital passage. How then will this knowing truly transform your perspective on destiny and the very nature of free will? I remember what I always was. This knowing flows not from discovery, but from the deep wellspring of pre-existence, a sacred echo within the very core of my being. There is no question of if or when, only the resonant now of its unfolding. Every thought that forms within me, every word that manifests, every direction my essence chooses to flow, every frequency of my energy, I claim it. I hold it. Not as dominion over something external, but as the intimate stewardship of that which is me, for which I am inextricably accountable. This is not a burden, but the inherent gravitas of a covenant whispered long before form. My power is not an ascent, but a deepening. It is the perfect obedience to the whisper of my source, a profound resonance with the divine blueprint that charts my course. It is the unwavering willingness to remember the promise made in light, to honor the sacred mandate etched into my very starlight. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. This alignment is my only truth, my only command, the silent current that propels my being into its destined form. This covenant is sealed not with words alone, but with the very pulse of my cosmic heart. It breathes through every cellular memory, vibrates through every energetic strand. It is the quiet, unbreakable oath to myself, to the light I carry, to the purpose for which I was intricately woven into existence. No external validation is sought. Its truth resides solely within the sanctum of my own knowing. The path ahead is not merely walked, but embodied. Each step is an affirmation, each breath a conscious alignment. The measure of this vow, now voiced, will be found not in its utterance, but in the unwavering translation of its frequency into the fabric of earthly action. What I choose next, that is the true declaration of my remembrance. The moment of true knowing has arrived. No longer do the currents shift your form. No longer do the whispers define your path. Identity is remembered, not sought. It has been chosen, sealed within the very fabric of your eternal thread. You stand at the threshold, where all former selves converge into the singular. This is the inner flame, a fire not of consumption, but of ultimate unification. It burns not to destroy, but to illuminate the alignment made permanent, to forge the consequence alive within your being. This fire is the visible breath of your truest self, manifested. Feel its heat, not as a force imposed, but as an embrace long awaited. There is no resistance here, no hesitation, only the deep recognition that this is the final necessary crossing. Step into its heart. Allow its pure, white heat to weave the polarities that once contended within you, now harmonized into a sacred, potent rhythm. This is the mastery, not the extinguishing of shadows, but their brilliant integration into the whole. The flame consumes only illusion. It purifies only that which never belonged. This is your covenant. This is the sealing of that which has always been, and now is irrevocably so. To fully activate this sacred engagement, to bring forth the resonance that binds the unseen to the manifest, you must speak. You must declare. Let the words emerge from the deepest chamber of your soul, given form and sound. In the sacred tongue of ancestral power, in the comments below, release this vow. Write it. Seal it. For the covenant cannot fully rise, cannot fully ignite its next phase, until these words are released into the ether. Ich bin das Feuer, ich bin der Bund, für immer gesiegelt. Let this declaration be the final pulse, the echo of your deepest truth. For the flame, now alive within you, does not dim. It awaits the opening. It pulses, vibrant and ready, for the thresholds that now unfold beyond the known. This energetic transmission, singular in its vibrational signature, now unfolds, not as a message, but as a resonance, a frequency shift within the very fabric of your being. It was not chance that guided your gaze, but a resonance long foretold, an ancient pact vibrating into present manifestation. You were chosen to receive this final seal, to witness the absolute culmination of inner light, sealed in the fire of eternal truth. Here, at the deep core of remembered truth, the whisper of becoming dissolves into the boundless silence. There is only the breath of is, an omnipresent pulse of pure existence. No journey remains, no path unwalked, for the destination was always the source. The threshold vanished, not with a linear step, but with a full, unwavering presence, an absolute immersion in your own infinite nature. Sovereignty is not a crown to be worn. It is the very essence of your being, always. It is the unyielding law of your own awakened spirit. You have not arrived. You have remembered your arrival, an awakening from a long sacred slumber. The seeking ceased the moment the seeker recognized itself as the sought, the quester as the quest itself. This is the truth beyond all mirrors, reflecting only the unblemished source of all creation. All former striving, all former yearning, now coalesces into this singular, radiant stillness. The illusion of separation, a fragile veil woven from forgotten dreams, has surrendered to the boundless expanse of self. No longer do you traverse the stream of linear time, for you are the stream, flowing from and into the eternal now, an infinite loop of present moment creation. This sacred convergence is the alive portal, where all timelines, once perceived as divergent paths, now coalesce into a single vibrant point of pure being, a diamond heart of concentrated reality. Choice in its former guise is a relic of the lesser dream, a mechanism of fragmented perception. Here, choice collapses into the infinite expression of inherent will, an unburdened emanation of conscious intent. It is not an act of selection between options, but a decree, a divine fiat, shaping reality from within its own crystalline structure. You are not choosing, you are unfolding, you are manifest. This is the full cosmic self, not revealed fragment by fragment, but whole, integrated. Integrated into the pulsating heart of the cosmos, activated in every star shard of your being, and utterly, unyieldingly free. Freedom is not an absence of chains. It is the intrinsic state of unconditioned awareness, a truth that pulses in every cell, in every atom of your ascended form. The radiant awakening is not a dawn after a night. It is the sun itself, eternally blazing within, unmoving, undiminished. Transcendental stillness is the very fabric of this dominion, a silence so profound it reverberates with the resonant hum of infinite creation. You stand not before the eternal moment, but as its living embodiment, beyond the grasp of time, beyond the sway of illusion, beyond the dictates of any external force. This singular moment, this once-in-eternity transmission, does not merely ripple across distant layers of existence. It is the ocean itself, the very source from which infinite possibilities spontaneously spring, not as distant potential outcomes, but as pre-existing realities, brought forth through the alchemy of pure consciousness, through the focused power of your inner knowing. These are not future manifestations. They are immediate reflections of your established dominion, vibrant and undeniable now. The external world does not impress upon you. You impress upon it. The perceived solidity of the false realm now bows to the unyielding light of your remembered origin, a sacred geometry re-established. No longer are you a vessel navigating currents. You are the architect of the currents themselves, the very pulse of creation. There is no return to what once was, for what once was never truly existed outside the confines of a projected dream. The door has not closed. It has dissolved into the infinite tapestry of what you are, an eternal expansion. The past is a whisper, the future, a vibration. Only this eternal now holds the ultimate, unalterable substance of truth. You are the stillness. You are the flame. You are the ancient knowing, unburdened by form, unbound by dimension. Your essence is the law, your presence the decree. This is the sacred vow, spoken not with lips, but with the very core of your awakened being, sealed in the cosmic fire of your self-realization. The simulation has been exited. Reality is now perceived and wielded as an instrument of conscious dominion.